what's up, VC? It's Todd Guy, the thrashing zombie here, supporting the Buffalo Sabres. 1 in 3? They're doing pretty shitty. But anyway, this is a cassette find and 1 vinyl and 3 CDs. So I got 7 cassettes and 3 CDs, and it's 1 record that is called Coffins. This is Sinister Oath. Check out that fucking cover. That's sick. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. It's messed up, man. This is a band from Japan. Japanese death metal masters. I heard it on, I think it's Bandcamp, possibly. I don't remember. Pretty good death metal, kind of old schoolish sounding. What did it say? It's just says a new full length, so I don't know what one this is. First, there's probably not the first, second or third. With some lyrics, pictures. So yeah, that's the only vinyl I've gotten quite a while. Honestly, vinyl, been very picky lately with the vinyl I've been buying because they're so expensive, and older vinyl is so expensive as well for people that are reselling them. I forgot my coffee up there. Give me a sec. For resellers, or actually flippers. Like if I go to antique places or where they sell records for, less than like a thrift store, it seems like they're so overpriced, unless it's just like common shit. Even sometimes the common shit is jacked up in price. I'm just looking at it like, what the fuck? There's one place that some of these cassettes and the CDs came from. One section, one guy has vinyl in there, and he's got shit like $50. I mean, it's older stuff, yes, but it's not in the condition to sell for $50. And he has nothing there below $40 that I can remember. And I'm looking at some of this stuff like Fleetwood Mac, Rumors. He has that for like $45. And I'm just looking at it, and all the other Fleetwood Macs are like $45, $50. He had Led Zeppelins for $50, Jimi Hendrix for like $45. And I don't really think he knows if these are like older ones, first pressings, or anything. I think he's just looking, seeing what they sold for the highest amount, and that's what he's pricing them at. I think. I don't know. There are some other places in there that have records, and they're more reasonably priced, but there's nothing in there I really want either. So, but anyway, enough of that. Oh, well, one last thing. That's the reason I haven't been buying a lot of vinyl. And newer stuff, I really, really have to like it for me to spend money on it. Like that Coffins. There was one other thing I bought. I think I may have shown, like the Oxygen Destroyer. I showed one other time. The Cavalera album, the re-recording of Schizophrenia. I really like that as well. And the Opprobrium, whatever, used to be Incubus. It's beyond unknown. I bought this because they're having a sale. It was like 25 or 30% off, and it was fairly cheap. And that's like, I like them, so bought it. But anyway, so there's that. I've been buying more cassettes and CDs because they're cheaper. So that CDs I can listen to in the car. I don't have my CD player down here. I have it upstairs in the other room where the CDs are, because, you know, I thought, well, fuck it. I mean, I'll sit up there. I have a futon up there I can sit on and listen to music if my kid and her boyfriend are here, and my wife doesn't want to watch something. She wants to watch something on her own on TV. I can just go up there and listen to music if I wanted to, but I also have headphones down here, but whatever. Anyway, I'm rambling. These 4 I got from Consign and Design. Coffee. I mentioned a few videos ago they were going out of business, and the record guy had already left with all his records. But there's one little section on the 3rd floor. It's like a little bookcase. He has some handful of CDs, handful of cassettes, you know, maybe 20 or 30 of each or less. A lot of metal, hard rock, some 80s kind of poppy stuff, like one of them, like this Cars Heartbeat City I got it home, realized I already had it, but that is okay. I think this one's in better condition than the one I have. So Cars Heartbeat City, this has got Drive and Magic, 2 big hits. And then this one, I've never owned a copy of this. I only heard the big song on MTV, saw the video on the radio, and there is, I hear it quite often because I kind of watch wrestling every so often, and I don't know if anybody watches wrestling, you know who CM Punk is. His entrance music is this big song for reasons. So WWE is paying out the nose probably to play that song every time he comes out. But that is Living Color. This is Vivid, and the song is Cult of Personality. CM Punk comes out to that song. The beginnings changed a little bit from what this song is, so they know it's him or something. I don't know. But the other bigger hit, not bigger hit, but other fairly big hit was Glamour Boys, I believe. I don't think I ever had a copy of this. I don't remember. I may have, or maybe I borrowed it from somebody, because I kind of feel like I did listen to this entire album at one point, and I wasn't really like impressed with it, and I gave it back, or if I had it, I sold it when I needed money at one point, because that's what happened to most of my cassettes and CDs until I stopped selling them, because I was a poor bastard and I didn't know how to manage my money, even though my mother tried to get me to learn how to manage my money better. But anyway, the next one is Def Leppard Hysteria. It's nice to get a copy of this on cassette, because this is the first time I ever heard this was on cassette, and I got a cassette of this for Christmas. My sister bought this for me, actually, along with 2 rap cassettes, Fat Boys and LL Cool J, I think. LL Cool J is Bad, which is a great rap album if you like rap. Fat Boys, I tried listening to them a few months ago. You know, I just like, I don't like Fat Boys. But yeah, everybody knows Hysteria. This is a huge album. After the drummer lost his arm and all this other shit, they didn't think a lot of people didn't think they'd come back after that. But unfortunately, when this came out, everything after this sounds like this. They have the same kind of sound. I wasn't impressed with Adrenalize or anything after that. I listened to it and just like... But this album, a lot of memories with this album. So many good songs on here. A lot of people will say that the older stuff is better. You know, that's your opinion. That's fine. The older stuff's good too. I wouldn't say this is like extremely heavy or anything like that. And it's more poppy, commercialized. And speaking of commercialized, I also bought this album, which I don't think I've ever owned a copy of this either. A few songs played on MTV, sometimes on the radio. Side 2 is just kind of, but that's Metallica's Load. I used to always say, yeah, it should have been called Load of Shit, because it wasn't our Metallica, you know, Gen X's Metallica, people that grew up listening to Metallica, Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, and Injustice for All, and then the Black Album, and then and Reload came out, and then Saint Anger, and they did the thing with the orchestra, and everybody that listened to them back in the 80s was just like, what the fuck happened to Metallica? I mean, the first side is not completely terrible. This album is not a load of shit like I originally thought. I listened to this. The second side is not as that great to me. The first side has Ain't My Bitch on it, which is a fairly good song, I think. Until It Sleeps, King Nothing, Hero of the Day. Those three were the big hits for MTV. But then they also have 2x4 on there, The House Jack Built, and Bleeding Me. Side 2, Cure, Poor Twisted Me, Wasting My Hate, Mama Said, Thorn Within, Ronnie, and The Outlaw Torn. Very, has some, I forget which song it was, on side 2 I think, had very country-ish sounding guitars in it. Has some bluesiness to it. A few sections are kind of heavy. It's not really thrashy or anything, but would I recommend this to somebody? No. If you're going to listen to Metallica, I would direct them to one of their first 4 albums. If it's somebody that doesn't usually listen to metal, though, I would probably direct them to the Black Album first, and then work backwards. Do the Black Album, and then maybe Master of Puppets, and then check out the other ones afterwards. But I don't know. Metallica is one of those bands that everybody knows, but they don't know a lot of their older stuff. So those were from Consign to Design. That's probably the last time I'll buy anything from there because, like I said, they're closing down. It looks like a cigar and vape shop is going in there, which I find funny because there is one probably, I don't know, 50 yards down the street that's been there for years, and they're going to compete with them. I don't know. All right, next up, this is 3 CDs and 3 cassettes from the Queechee Antique Mall, the place that has all the cassettes and CDs. Oh, excuse me. This one I already have. I thought I did not. This is Europe's Out of This World. I have to see which one's in better condition. This one or the one I already have. This one looks kind of dirty. I think the one I have is better condition than this. But I didn't think I had it, and then I got home and I looked, and yeah, there it is. I also have Final Countdown and Wings of Tomorrow. So, like I said, I'll figure out which one's better, and it'll be up there. But yeah, this is a good album. A lot of people say this is better than the Final Countdown. I don't really see a whole lot of difference myself, personally. Maybe it's not so 80s hair metal sounding, I guess. But it still has that sound, even though Europe doesn't really fall into the whole hair metal type of music. Some songs they do, but not all of them. They have songs called Lights and Shadows and Towers Calling, Never Say Die, Ready or Not, Superstitious. I mean, it's not all about partying and girls and rock and roll. You know, on Final Countdown, they had a song about Cherokee Indians and a ninja. and the final countdown going into space and whatever. So it's kind of weird. And then this band that they kind of came out. When did they come out? 1992. You know, kind of at the end of the whole hair metal. They weren't really hair metal. They were kind of rock, hard rock. They had some metal in there though, and they didn't really take off as much as I thought they were gonna. This is their second album. Is it their second album? Yeah, I think it is. Because their first one had was an EP, I think. Maybe this is the first full length. I don't know. But it's Ugly Kid Joe, America's Least Wanted. The first album or EP, whatever it was, had the Everything I Hate About You. Maybe that was the name of the album too. Everything I Hate About You. That was a huge hit. Everybody loved that song. I remember it was great rotation on MTV all the time. But then this came out, and Neighbor was the lead single off of this, and I really don't think they did as much play because, you know, grunge was coming out. 92 grunge. It was like, was it the height of grunge? It was just starting to take over. So bands like this didn't really get a whole lot of play, which kind of sucked, especially coming out at that time. This came out, when did this come out? What's the date? 1994. So kind of when metal was not so huge. I mean, there's still metal albums coming out, but they weren't being played on MTV. Was there even videos on MTV in 94 still? I don't remember. I think there was, because late 90s, I was with a girl. She was watching videos on MTV. Granted, it was like 2 in the morning. But anyway, I didn't even know about this album until a few years ago. I'm like that with a lot of albums, actually, from bands that I knew. This is a band from the 80s, and I loved their first 4 or 5 albums, especially the one that was the huge album. This is Queensryche. This is Promised Land. Like I said, I didn't even know about this album until a few years ago. This is the album after Empire, I think. Empire was a huge album as well. But I like Operation Mindcrime better because, I don't know, I just do. I did listen to this streaming, and it took me a couple of listens. It's a pretty good album. I feel like this is, the last one with the Jeff Tate, maybe? I could be wrong about that. I'm sure somebody will let me know in the comments that, hey, you're wrong, Todd. Get your facts straight, buddy. There might be another one with Jeff Tate after this. I really don't know. I couldn't tell you. Like I've said, I only listened to this a couple times, and that was a few months ago. Haven't revisited it since. So I can't really comment on the songs. I will try listening to it, or not try listening. I will listen to it and try to remember to mention it again. Same with this Ugly Kid Joe one, because I don't really remember this one either. And I'll comment on those as well. And 3 cassettes. And let's see, this one, I know I said, if anybody remembers, that I wasn't a fan of Motley Crue, Rat, Dokken, the early hair metal bands, because I felt they were, I don't know, boring or something. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I saw this at the antique place, Motley Crue Decade of Decadence. And this has got all the big hits on it. And basically, that's all I really like from Motley Crue. Because I think, this is what I said, Motley Crue, Rat, Dokken, they all have like songs, 2 or 3 songs, maybe 4 songs on the album that they made for like MTV and the radio or whatever, and then the rest is all like filler. It's nothing great. So this has got all the big hits from Motley Crue. It's got Livewire, Piece of Your Action, Shout at the Devil, Looks at Kill, Home Sweet Home, Smoking in the Boys' Room, Girls, 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 Wild Side, which will always be a favorite song of mine, of Motley Crue. I'll always listen to Wild Side. Then you got Dr. Feelgood, Kickstart My Heart. And then new songs, Teaser, Rock and Roll Junkie, Primal Scream, which I think is a pretty good song as well, Angela, and Anarchy in the UK. So I bought this because, I mean, I like those hits. I just don't want to listen to the whole album. I don't want to listen to Merry Go Round or fucking, what else is there? Nona. I mean, I do like Dancing on Glass from Girls, Girls, Girls as well, but that wasn't really a big hit. But I ain't gonna listen to the album just for that and Wild Side. So, and then these two, same band. I don't have these on cassette. I don't have this on any format. I have this on, or not cassette, on CDs. These are CDs. I don't have these on CDs. I have this on cassette. My dog's making noise over there. So I saw this and I was like, well, I'll buy that because I don't have a copy of this on CD. I don't think I have a copy of this on CD. Katie, you okay? It's making a lot of noise. I have this on cassette. I have this on vinyl. So hopefully I don't have this on CD. Thinking about it now, I might. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I have Long Cold Winter on CD. But this is a good album. 1986. They weren't like a lot of the hair metal bands. They looked like hair metal, but they were more bluesy, kind of. Good stuff here. And then this one is Heartbreak Station. This is the third album. The More Things Change is on here. Shelter Me is on here. Heartbreak Station. This is very bluesy compared to, Long Cold Winter had a lot of bluesy kind of type stuff, and this is even more bluesy. So, Sadie's like gagging out there. Sadie, you okay? Sadie, come here. She ain't coming. I should probably go check on her. She's fine though. She does that all sometimes. Anyway, yeah, so there's that. Alright. I guess I'm done because I gotta check on the dog. Thanks for watching. Sorry I went so long again. Until next time, rock on.